Hi everyone, Anna is here and welcome to my money date. Today I want to talk about how busy people find time to deal with their finances. This topic has been on my mind for some time because I always hear these excuses, right? Or these I can't do, I don't have time, I'm too busy, I'm this, I'm that. Where on the other side, if all of this removed and all of those excuses were gone, imagine what kind of system can you have. Imagine how free you can be, how less worry you can have about your finances. If you're watching this live or this is a replay, I would appreciate you sharing this out because I am pretty sure you know a friend or two, a relative or two, who needs a little bit of tuning in with their finances. So welcome, and let's kind of dive into the discussion. Now, I don't know where you're located. I'm in San Francisco Bay Area, and it's been the hottest last couple of days in this summer so far. Yesterday was almost 95, and it's probably close to 100. Now, for those of you who are not from the San Francisco Bay Area, a lot of homes, right, or office buildings do not have ACs because most of summers we do not get this high of a temperature. So it's actually a struggle for us, but we'll get through it, right? Just like making sure that we have a precise plan we can put in place to make sure that we're doing good things with our money, right? Because there's no point of working so hard when you can't actually execute on that hard work. So I have 3 tips for you today, okay? Over the next couple of weeks, I would love for you to join me because we will be coming here on a daily basis to talk about various topics. I want to demystify this idea that personal finances are hard, right? That you don't have time. And all of these silly mistakes that are being made out there are very easy to fix. So gear up and let's dive into it. So my tip number 1 for you is to make sure that you plan out a time on your calendar. As silly as it sounds, but for me personally, and I'm a new mom, I have a five and a half months old baby boy named Liam. Every minute is under control, right? It's like the clock is constantly ticking. Even at night when I have to be up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning for feeding, and many more times. So put it on your calendar, right? Give yourself that opportunity to know that amongst all the things you have to do, and we'll talk as we progress in this conversation about the things that you should be paying attention to, but at least, right, the very first thing, give yourself that time on your calendar. And for me, even weekends are planned out, right? So if it's not there, and invite your significant others, right? Because if they are part of your financial life, they need to be in the loop, okay? Number 2, and you know I'm big on this, and this is why this show is called Money Date, but have a date with your money. That's why you're putting, right, the specific slots on your calendar to devote the time to make sure that you're checking in and you know what's going on, right? And that's kind of leading me to tip number 3, but I want to jump into it and I'll come back to cover the tip number 2, which is having consistent money dates. So tip number 3 is to have a system, right? Have a system that is easy for you to implement, easy for you to track, and easy for you to set up. Now, easy doesn't mean it's simple, okay? You need to work through the steps. You need to get it off the ground. There's not a perfect system that works for everybody. All the clients that I've worked in the past, and my friends and my colleagues and the family members, everybody has some way that works for them. It is what it is. I'm going to share with you what I do and how that helped me streamline the finances for my family and a lot of my clients, but it's up to you to take it away. Some people are more hands-on and they can do it pretty quick on their phone. Some need to sit down and really do more, pen and paper. It doesn't matter. It is what works for you. Now, jumping back to step number 2, where you're setting up money dates, right, for yourself, right? Even if it's just you don't have to have a partner. A lot of times I do money dates on my own because Yuri is busy, and then I just report back to him, say, hey, this is what's going on. You know, we may need to cut spending, or we're doing good, or, you know, here's the things for us to talk about. So money dates are designed to give you an idea or a stopping point to see where you are at. Where are you at on your financial journey? The more frequently you do those, the better it will be, because it gives you an opportunity to make correction. That's what most of you don't understand, right? It just feels like, oh my gosh, this is one more thing on my calendar that she just asked me to put on, I have to do. Yes, but, right? So we'll say yes, and it gives you the flexibility and freedom, right, to feel good about your finances. As we continue on this conversation, I would like you to come back and think about what kind of system you want to work for your own finances. I have something called 2 checking accounts. I'm not going to go into this today. This is for a later part of our discussion, but this allows me to make sure that fixed expenses are paid, variable expenses are paid, and I'm focused on my goals, because all I want to do with the time, right? Because time is of essence these days. All I want to do is I want to execute on the most important tasks, right, that I set out for myself. I'm reading a book right now called The One Thing, and I'm forgetting the author's name. It's the CEO of Keller Williams real estate group. But it talks about, like, what is that one thing you can focus on, whether it's in your personal finances, in your fitness, in your diet, in your relationships, in your family, anything that you put your hands on. So what is that one thing? That's why it needs to be sort of put in little compartments, because then you can give yourself that space. As we continue this conversation, I'd love for you to join me. Tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about how to make sure that when you have time, when the time comes for going on vacations, and we're just heading into a summer, right, sweating here, you actually have a plan. Because many people take a vacation without actually having a good plan that they can come out without being stressed, right? Coming and worrying how you're going to pay for that vacation if you haven't planned enough. Not just around money, but everything else that you want to do. So join me here tomorrow around 3:30 Pacific, and let's continue this discussion. Thanks for tuning in. Bye, everyone.